Hello and welcome to Christmas Crafts 365. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 different candy-themed Christmas ornaments. For the first ornament, I'm going to be painting these wooden beads. So what I do is put a stick into some foam and then that holds them into place really well, and I can paint all of them. And you can actually get into all the grooves really easily with this method. So it's a great way to paint wooden beads if you need to do that. We found these little candy Christmas ornaments at Walmart, and it came with a bunch in the pack. And I'm going to be using this white thread for the hanger of the ornament rather than the red and white string that it came with. I will be using that later though. So I'm just going to do a simple red, white, red pattern with these beads that I painted. The white one already came painted, and they're also different size just to give it some variation. After stringing the beads, I tied the top of the string, and then I brought in the red and white string I mentioned earlier, and I'm just going to tie a little bow to the top. Very simple, but also very cute. Now because this is a twisted red and white string, it does want to come untied, so I do put a tiny bit of hot glue at the bottom just to make sure that it will not come undone. Now this package also came with a peppermint, so I did the same steps for those, and I also had a little candy that looked like it was in a wrapper, and I just recently sold these at my craft show. We still have a few left, but there was a woman that came in and is a teacher and was going to use these to decorate her classroom Christmas tree. So they're just a cute, small, fun addition to any tree, and also really simple to do, really easy. And here are all 3 styles together. I really like how these turned out. For the second ornament, I have these candy canes that I've had for the longest time, and I'm so glad I'm finally able to use them. I have this nice flat greenery that's going to work great for this. I just trimmed it up a little bit so that that big fat end was cut off, and it worked perfectly, so I glued a little bit at the top and at the bottom and just pressed the greenery onto the candy cane to help it stick. And I ended up making 3 of these. I just was making 2 of them at the same time during this video. Now I also have these berries that I like to call pips, and whenever you pull them apart, they're super easy to twirl around your finger to make a nice little spiral because they have a really thin piece of metal inside and they hold their shape really well. So I ended up taking 3 of these and putting them together in a little cluster so that it made a nice little grouping of berries. After I had my 3 pieces cut out, all I had to do was twirl around the ends together so that they would stay together and act as one piece. And I trimmed up any extra that I didn't need hanging off the ends. And I'm going to be attaching those on top of the greenery so that adds a lot of really pretty extra color. I just really like the red and white together. After gluing them on top, I then brought in this really nice ribbon that also had a red and white trim to it, and it is also burlap in the center, so I thought it fit this style perfectly. And I'm kind of making it like a pretend bow in a way. I'm going to be wrapping this around the bottom and hot gluing it together to make a nice strong hold, because I thought I was gluing a lot on this and I really wanted to make it nice and secure, so I wrapped this nice and tight. I then made the bow separate with the same ribbon and then trimmed it to size and glued it on top of that little strip that I had wrapped around the candy cane already. And here are the finished candy canes. I think this is my favorite craft out of the 3. Now for the last one, I've also had these peppermint ball ornaments for a long time as well, so I'm really glad to be using them. I took the same greenery that I used for the candy canes and just cut off the little end there, and I'm going to be wrapping a nice tight bow around the top of the greenery. And I'm using this pretty red kind of sheer ribbon with a gold trim. And again, I want this bow to be nice and tight because I'm going to be gluing it to the ornament itself here in just a minute. I also wanted to add a little something to the middle of the bow, so I have these peppermint ornaments. I just cut off the top of the ornament and I'm hot gluing that to the middle. And there is my finished little decoration. I'm going to put plenty of glue on the back of that and add it to the silver part of the hanger. I didn't want to glue it to the glitter part because I was afraid that would pull off, and I'm just holding it nice and tight to make sure it sticks. Now for these, I also had 3 different types. I had a purple, a minty green, and then the red one you just saw there. So for the green one, I added a little bit of a smaller minty green ribbon to match the color of the peppermint ball, and I'm just repeating the same steps but in a smaller size. Now at the craft show I just had, I actually ended up selling the 2 littlest ones I had, and I still have the large ones remaining, but I think they all turned out really cute and just very sweet. And here are the 3 different styles that I ended up making with these peppermint balls. I think my favorite one is actually the red one. Don't forget to tell me in the comments down below which craft was your favorite today. I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.